The Buschy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. Here's your hosts, Kyle Busch and Brian Rager.
Welcome back after a 2, 3, 4, 5 year hiatus for this guy.
It's
Not
been a
so much
second.
him, but
I've been
Bushy
around.
and Bobo. Yeah, you've been around. We're back here, Healthy Scratch, episode number 47, or 1.3. Third time trying to do something like this. I don't know.
I think it's just you have to want to do it at the same time. That's what she said.
Yeah. Hey,
But
oh,
yeah, I think I wouldn't say I've been bugging you, but I've mentioned
no.
a bunch of times like I'm game whenever you are, like and you just mentioned today, hey, like let's hop on and chat, but it wasn't about hockey. We're gonna reinvent it a little bit, I think, if we
I think
keep doing
so.
this, because it was always fun, right? Like I never didn't
Yeah.
have a fun time doing it.
No, but I think it's sort of, for me to get like almost pigeonholed in hockey, it was just like, I wasn't doing much shit because I'm not staying up to watch my team lose 80 games this year. So, uh,
Well, I'm
and we
also,
never said,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'm also, like I said, Red Wings fan. I like got the Red Wings report, so I get my, outlet
Your
there.
fill.
Um, and it was more just like, I'll be honest, I think we really started this because of the trade deadline, and we were always like hanging out for it, and oh, you'll do a podcast and like all that stuff. And it was just like we were waiting for like that day. And it was just like, let's
Yeah.
make some in the meantime. And then COVID, right? Like there's
Yeah.
nothing to do. So
We had two big shows, which was trade deadline and free agency. That was everything
pretty
else was
much
just
it.
filler.
And I
But
mean, we did free agency or trade deadline this year and last year. Those might have been the 2 years where we didn't do anything. Maybe three, because I do remember posting Red Wings report videos during the day, but that doesn't mean we weren't doing like our
yeah,
regular healthy
we're
scratch
doing our
stuff.
Reddit stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just did like
Still got a bunch of
specific
mugs though,
wings
in case
videos.
anyone wants a mug.
Mine's in the corner over there. Yeah, for sure. But so I just want to say I'm happy we're doing this. When you were like, "Hey, I want to like let's do a pod." I'm like, we didn't even mention healthy scratch. Like, let's
No,
just chat and I guess you can explain why
sort of where it came
and
out
maybe
of,
we'll
eh?
yeah, like so you go ahead.
Yeah. So it does have the hockey tie to it because I think it all started a couple months ago when we were going to a Wings game or something like that, and we had time to kill. So what do we do? What is there to do other than drink and eat at birds?
Oh, we're not
Not
going to Burt's.
no.
That place
So
sucks.
so you're like, you know what? Let's see if there's a card shop nearby or whatever. We do that. Take a look. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Don't think
I don't
anything
even
of it.
know what we were thinking with that. Like I don't remember even what the spark was to be like, let's
No
do
clue. Just
that.
something to kill time and something
Yeah.
different.
Or did we
Uh,
stumble upon it? Like we didn't stumble upon it because we literally
no, we
went there.
looked
Like
it up.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
we
a
looked it
spot where
up.
we would go normally, right?
No,
So
no. Then a couple other games go by, and you end up buying something there at the shop. Sort of tickles my fancy. I'm taking a look to see what there is, and okay, okay. And then
well,
next
and
thing you know,
we can go into detail about that stuff, but yeah, so we basically like, hey, let's talk about cards. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you've got all that stuff, the trading cards, and it's like, and I've said before, like this doesn't have to be, just hockey. Like this can be
no,
whatever we want. Like who gives a shit? Like who's watching this? Like it's for us to have some fun and do it. Yeah, I'll like, dude, I listen to them in the car on the way to work. That's what I used to do. I listen to them all the time,
why
and it
not,
was
right?
fun. And like, I'm happy we're doing this because this can be whatever we want. Okay, so like, yeah, we can chat hockey, we can talk cards, we can talk gaming, we can do whatever. Like it's whatever we need it to be, just to do
It's our outlet.
something. Sure. And to be honest with you, this was just hastily put together. You can see my green screen. I don't have green screen.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
This is
our quality was pretty good, but like I do have. a nice setup over here where like you could
You
you're down
do.
the street. You could literally come over and like we could shoot an episode and make it look cool. We could do that.
We could. No, fuck it. Let's do it right now.
Hey, just a blank
Oh,
screen until you just like pop up here, like, hey, what's going on? We could have done that the one trade deadline. Remember when Hursty was over? You were in the other room.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Bobo's
knock on the
actually
door.
yeah, he's on the other side of the wall here.
Yeah,
Just knocked to
that
come
was
over.
awesome.
Yeah.
But
So,
but getting down the rabbit hole, it was yeah, we got into the rabbit hole of
uh-oh.
sweet. I love there
There
we
we
go.
go.
Cards. And for me,
Tiger Woods,
it started with golf.
which is I'm gonna say this respectfully, which is
Random.
whack with golf cards, you know?
Absolutely.
What do you think of when you think trading cards? You know what I mean? Like if you think sports, but
Like
to me, I think
hockey,
hockey,
Pokemon.
Pokemon, basketball, like
I don't
Magic the
even think
Gathering.
basketball as
Like,
much. Like yeah,
well, no, I think like
Magic,
sports.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's sports, and then like that type of stuff, tabletop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think golf.
No,
So
not
I
at all.
saw
That's why I
that.
love that it's so random.
Like we went to a place called Three Kings, and there's one downtown. There's one in Canton,
Yeah.
and it's like a cool. It's a cool shop. It's like smaller.
Smaller shop. Well, at least the one in Detroit, like the one in downtown is.
Yeah. Like what I'll say for them is like I feel like they don't there's no specific thing of what they are. Like I don't know what they started as. I'm gonna assume they started as sports and they just kind
That's what
of
I'm assuming.
started other things trickling in there too. But like I've been to other shops. You know, we've
Yeah.
been to
House
Brimstone,
of Cards,
401
Brimstone.
games, like we were up in when we were up in Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, House of Cards. Yeah, so like we've been to other shops that you can tell like here's what they started as, right?
Yeah.
Brimstone started as, you know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. Like they were more
Yeah.
into that type of game. And then
Those
they
tabletop
went
games. And
into like Dragon Ball. And now they have
yeah.
sports. Like they have sports cards there
They have a
now, but
sports section that, well,
it's not the main thing though, right?
no, it's definitely their go-tos to like the Pokemon, the tabletop
Yeah.
games and
And
things like
they
that.
kind of go
The
into
trading
like
card games.
I guess if you have a place like that, you really have to know your shit. Like you can't just like if I opened a shop, I can't do Magic the Gathering because I don't know like
I don't know
anything.
diddly poo.
I don't know nothing. Like now you can look up stuff, but it's like if you're gonna do it, it has to be popular and you have to know what you're doing and like doing it. So I guess that's something where like Brimstone, they had some people there that were into the sports. So they're like, oh, well, we'll do that part of it, right? But
Yeah.
so doing that was fun. And I'll tell you, like, you know what we should talk about is kind of our history with some of the stuff. Because we could
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah. Why
that like
not?
forever.
Why not?
Like you can talk about, you
Like
know, if
I
I
started doing cards back, like
sure.
serious card collecting was in Edmonton. Opened up a whole pack of Panini rookie anthologies, and I have the whole base set, some nice cards and all that from there. Which we saw a couple there we tried to do, and then we started doing some hockey. Well, we did Pokemon together for a bit, and
We
then
did
we did
both.
hockey.
Yeah. Like we did I will say when you were at your apartment by
Yeah,
Hat
ripping
Tricks,
Pokemon packs there.
we
Yeah.
ripped Sun and Moon base set. Like that was 20 that was before COVID, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was before COVID. So I'm thinking maybe 2016, 17, something like that. So that's
Sounds
almost
about
10
right.
years ago. Because I remember you opening up like a secret rare Ultra Ball, and I was like, what the hell? Like,
And you're
how?
like, what? I'm like,
Yeah. Just one of the
here?
biggest hits. I was like, I'll trade you for it. Um, so that was fun to do. You were more along for the ride. Like I was buying the
Yeah, it was
packs and
your
I'd be like, well, I'll open
yeah.
a few with me, whatever. And
And I
then
said,
the
sure, why not?
hockey was years later at my house,
Yeah.
at my old house. Um, we were opening like upper deck. Now, the thing is, here, I'm gonna do something real quick here. If I take away my background here real quick. So
All
like
right there.
you this shit right here, okay. I can't do it. This is all Pokemon right here.
Yeah.
All of this
That's
stuff
second
at the
shelf on the
bottom,
bottom.
that's all hockey. I
Yes,
think
sir.
this No, those are comics. And then up top here as well, there's a couple. I think that's Pokemon there. Yeah. And then like Shannon's and Layla's are at the top. But like
Yeah,
that's just some of like you can see kind of in the corner up there, like in the closet. There's
you
also
get the
more.
boxes and
And then I've got stuff underneath you. Like there is a lot of stuff where like I have a lot.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so I mean I like ripping packs. That's the fun of it.
And you've gotten me back into it. Well, I would
I
say
didn't do anything. Like
you
let's just
didn't,
say that
you never forced me to smoke the crack. You just said, "Hey, here's crack."
I I wasn't smoking it either. No, we literally went like, let's just check it out
Yeah,
because here I'll tell you like just quickly, my whole thing with like the hockey cards was more with you. Like I was
yeah.
opening the upper
You were
deck
going.
stuff and you know, hey, let's just do the base set. I remember opening packs and being like,
Yeah,
hey, do you
just
have this player that we'll
collect the
just do the
base
base
set.
set and all the inserts we'll just put aside the young guns and stuff and see if they're worth anything. But we're not gonna try to like I was saying this to you the other day, it's hard to like master set a
A
hockey
whole
thing. Like
hockey
unless you're doing the
set. Yeah,
base or you want to do a certain insert set, whatever,
yeah,
they call them parallels, whatever they're called. I think with sports it's tough. With a TCG, you at least have like here's your set list and it's like you know exactly here's all the cards. Like there's none of this, oh, this green card, red card, like they're all different
yeah.
versions of the same shit. Like I don't like that. I don't really care
No,
for that much. But I got into it um probably 2015, 16 because to be honest with you, I was at Madison's house
yeah.
and we were having beers playing. I think it was like Pokemon Stadium on like N64. We were just like dicking around. He's like, "Oh," and
Okay,
he showed me his old cards and I'm like, "Oh shit, I have those too." Showed me like, "Oh, have you ever played the game?" And I'm like, "No."
it's collectible.
So he's like, "Well, I have a couple decks. They're terrible, right?" We start playing and like how to do it. I'm like, "Oh, this is neat." We literally that night went to Walmart, got like starter decks or whatever you call it, the pre-built like
Yeah,
crappy
the
deck,
pre-built ones that
played without
come
sleeves
started.
and started to play it. I'm like, oh, this is a fun strategy game, and got
Yeah,
into it where I like just watching videos and like we started opening packs. Like I never did that as a kid. I literally had, I mean, behind me here, like I have all the original. Hold on, it's pulling up. Here we got a few here. Look. Ugh. We'll see if the green
Ugh.
screen agrees with me here.
The
Oh,
lack of
maybe
green
not. Maybe
screen.
not. Maybe
Oh,
not. Oh,
oh,
oh, oh,
oh.
oh. So we've got
Sort of.
here. I'm gonna get rid of my. I'm gonna get rid of this
Yeah, just
again.
get rid of your background there.
Get rid of
You're
it.
a floating head. There you
Okay.
are.
So we
Now
got
see
like a
if
lot
your
of these
lighting
guys.
helps.
There you go. So we got some of those, and then it's kind of behind me here. And then we've got like some of the big boys here. Uh,
The big
some of
boys.
the big boys. So like the originals. Okay. So
Yeah.
these, you know, I never opened packs when I was a kid. Never.
As
So,
a kid, I don't really remember how I got mine either. They sort of just appeared.
well, I'll tell you, I know and I remember getting like some commons, maybe some uncommons from a kid at school, like one of the neighbor kids, like, here, have my Weedles and shit. And it's like, okay, but I remember trading up, I guess, to getting a decent collection. I still have them now. Some of them I've acquired, too, but
Yeah.
like before the big boom of like the last 5 years, they weren't super expensive. Like some of them are,
No.
like the Charizards of the world, right? But like they have to be in good shape to be that good. But I traded into. I remember ripping a kid off at recess in like grade 5. I
Free
remember ripping him
Pokemon
off.
band cards.
Is he up there? Yeah, holographic Hypno. Still got him. He
There
wanted
you
to trade
go.
back. I said no trade backs, bitch.
No. No, 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 no. You got
So
swindled. You got taken by the barn, and
yeah,
10-year-old Kyle's happy.
yeah. But getting back into doing that, like I said, I'd never did that, but like opening packs was a new thing. So it's a little addicting, right? But back then,
Yeah.
like you could get, and I was telling you this too, like a couple of weeks ago, you used to get a booster box of 36 packs for like, I don't know, $100.
100 bucks, 120
Like
bucks,
packs
or
used to
whatever it
be
was.
$4 a pack. It wasn't bad. They're up to 10 plus now, like easily, like minimum. So you get the Elite Trainer boxes are like 10 packs in one thing, and it's like $120. And I'm like, you're getting a third, less than a third, maybe a quarter of what you got 10 years ago for that price. It's insane to
Yeah,
me. And that's why I got out of it. I'm like, it's getting insane, to do this, right?
yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah.
And for me, it's once we sort of got out of it, and once we went to the show a couple of years ago in Toronto, um, sold off whatever it is. Oh, we've got they're staying out of connection. Ah, you know what? We'll go until
Oh,
this
we're good.
thing runs out of time. Uh,
Yeah, but I'll say that show you brought that up. So going
Go
through
ahead.
playing the actual game. So I only really played with Madison. He liked playing it, but I was the one that was keeping up to date on like the metas, making like, oh, which cards are actually good, how do they work together, like figuring out, and that's where it's fun. Like I still have all those decks from, back in the day still built, you know.
Yeah,
And it's fun to play. And then we got into the era where like cards started to get more expensive and buying the singles didn't make sense. And I started printing proxies, like fake cards to
yeah.
just play the game, like to print them
Play it
out,
and
sleeve
fix your
them.
like, yeah,
Yeah. And it worked just fine because it was fun. It was just to play the game. But eventually I remember being like, wow, I'm sitting on all these cards. I wonder if they're worth anything. And it was, when was that? 3 years ago
a couple of
that
years
that
ago.
we
Yeah,
went, something like that. I went through and priced out all those cards. I mean, that was it had to be around 13K worth of cards that I had in a
yeah,
binder that I was willing to like give up. And doing that deal, you
yeah.
understand kind of how vendors work. I mean, I've seen some TikToks and stuff, and it's the same for hockey cards, football cards, Pokemon, whatever it is. It's all like, well, these vendors are going to buy at a reduced rate so they can
That
resell them and
reduced.
make
Yeah,
money.
they got exactly.
So usually 70, I think I got like 80% on mine because it was just, I think
Because
it
you were
blew them
doing a big
away.
haul. Yeah,
Well,
you
they
did
opened
such a
the
big
book and they're like, "Are you
haul.
kidding me?" It was like 3 pages of like Charizard cards, like just
Yeah, and he was
that I
like,
had pulled that,
and if you
you know,
wanted to, you could have sold each card individually, different things,
sure.
but it takes up so
I
much time,
I
right?
could have
You probably
sat
would have
on them
got
for another 3 years because telling you at the
through.
show we went to, some of these cards, I see them all. I'm like, dude, I had that one, that one, that one, that one. I feel like my dad when he's like, I had that car and I had that car and I had that car, and they're all 100,000 plus now, all these
Yeah,
muscle cars and stuff. That's how I felt with the cards. I'm like, God damn, I had that. But now I got my money.
you
Like,
did,
like it
you
wasn't
did.
nothing. It's not like I sold them for nothing. They're definitely worth a lot more now than they were then. Now the hardest part is selling them because who's gonna buy
Was especially a bulk.
$15,000 worth of cards? Like,
Yeah, especially
that's
doing
tough
that
to do.
all right away.
Yeah, and
But
that's
it's
where we
hard.
sold our all the young guns too, the upper
Yep,
deck like hockey stuff. We sold
yep.
those
All
for
the
a little
hockey
bit too.
there.
So that trip did kind of. It's funny. We're bad influences on each other.
It got the gears going for me. It got the
Yeah.
like sort of the wheels in the back of my head. But I wouldn't say until recently, like the last month, 2, 3 months, last 2 months, I would say, uh, sitting on those golf cards that I bought. I'm like, okay, what? And then you're like, oh, do you want to rip this and you want to rip that? And then going to the show, and I'm like, all right, you know what? We go back to the Three Kings, and I see where is he? Colin Marie Boyles. I'm like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
gonna get buy that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, what other Raptors cards should I get that are pretty cool or whatnot?
I think the coolest thing about it is that we're not into the same thing
Yeah,
at all. And that's where it's fun because like we were sitting there at Three Kings. You're opening up golf cards, and
yeah,
I'm
and
like,
you're
I don't
ripping
know, show
Pokemon
me. And I was
cards. And,
opening up like this new set, and that was the thing. The only reason I did it is because no one gives a shit about this new set. No one cares.
but you were
Well,
hitting like
God,
mad.
you know what the difference is? And I want to say this, like and it's the same thing with sports, but like it's all crazy now. Do you remember opening up those like 1991, whatever cards we were opening, that junk
96 to
wax stuff?
2000,
No, it
or
was
the hockey
early.
cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, hockey cards.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember opening those like we got
Just
I
basic.
mean we pulled like
flimsy.
four Sergei Fedorov like rookie cards. They're not worth anything because there's a trillion of them.
Yeah,
Like you could get a whole
mass
set.
produced ones or whatever. And they're just
There's one I was actually going through cleaning up the room yesterday, and I found half of like maybe 20 packs of that. It was from the 90s, but it was of players from like the 60s. Do you remember that? It was all the
okay.
original six. We opened that. We
Okay,
opened
yeah,
half of a 40. There's 40 packs in a box. We opened up half of them, and we got
and
the
had
full set,
full
all
set.
100 cards, no problem. And I'm like, well,
Yep.
what's the point of opening the rest of these?
What's this other two? Yeah.
That's why they're cheap as shit. And there was no insert cards, there was no secret cards, there was no autographs, nothing. So they just mass produce these cards. That's why they call them junk wax. Like they're useless. They're
Yeah.
worthless. Like you go
Put
on
them in the
eBay and
Mike's
look up
books.
Sergei Fedorov rookie card, no one cares. Like the
Yeah.
ones that I have
90
anyway.
cents.
Fun to open though. Like that's the point.
Oh, it's the thrill of ripping packs. Like even today, after dinner, I bought those soccer packs, those two soccer boxes, and I had Megan sit with me and I had her rip packs,
I saw that.
and she was like, "Oh, this is fun." Even the dog is watching us rip packs.
Yeah.
We're done with throwing I throw the boxes out and towards the garbage, not in the garbage or recycle because meh.
Mhm.
But the dog goes to the box and is like trying to nudge the box
Yeah.
like if there's any other packs. I'm like,
Well, the fun thing about that too is like obviously she might not be into that type of stuff, but she's like,
no,
"Oh, you know what? Like I'll oblige and let's see what this is." And it's funny because like be like, "Oh, this is kind of fun to see what's going on," because
exactly.
we've done that with Randy and his fiance, and like she knows nothing about like we'll be opening up like Japanese Pokemon, and she doesn't know, but it's fun because like I'll buy the box. They're not really doing anything. I need the cards or whatever. We'll open them, and she's trying to describe. She'll like have a card and try to describe what it is. We have to guess who it is,
Was that
and
like
some
me
of the
trying to say guess
descriptions.
the map?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like she's like, yeah, it's like blue and it's got the and you're like, what the hell are you
Hasn't
talking about,
shine.
right? You know, it has like a really big package and you're like, oh, is it the healthy
Oh,
scratch
it's this
mascot?
guy. Yeah, this guy. It's Clyde or
So
Greg.
anybody can be part of that, right? So it is fun. Like Shannon's into it a little too. Um, and I guess another thing to kind of like talk about is like you got the Japster in it now. That was
Yeah,
also something that I think kind of pulled you back into it as well. Because didn't that happen before? Pretty sure that happened before we went to that
he
card shop. Because I was
he
going
only
through
got
my
cards. Well,
whole
yeah,
collection.
because he had a few cards there. So because Rosie and Wes got back into Pokemon or are into Pokemon,
Yeah.
my niece and nephew, and then yeah, Jasper there. He said, "Oh, I have cards from before at his dad's place." So we brought him over here. We're looking at them, and obviously you saw
Well, that's the
some
thing
of
is
it,
you're like,
but
do you you're like, would you want to like trade with them and stuff? I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, so like my thought process with that stuff is, you know, I would have loved to like, and the thing is like that Pokemon was newer. It was new when we were kids, you
yeah,
know?
Brandon,
And I was into it. It was a fad a little bit like during grade school. And then I really wasn't in it that much like after when it got
yeah,
into like the early 2000s, you kind of grow out of it or whatever. And you know, getting back into it later in life is interesting too. But it's like, well, now I can afford this. You know, like I
yeah.
can have some fun with it here and there. And so I just was like, you know what? That's cool that he wants to get back. He wants to get into
He
it.
wants to get into it. It
Um,
sort of brings me back into it,
yeah,
and
and it
it's
just
nice
was
that we have you
ironic.
there too, right?
Yeah, and it
The
was
two of us.
ironic that I was going through and I was just going my whole collection, getting rid of bulk and like just making all the binders kind of like I was rebindering everything to not be in the three ring binders. Like there's
Condensing it
so much
all
that goes into like it can get they can get damaged that way. And they were, you know, I had it where they weren't sleeved. I had it where there was like four or five in one,
in
you
one
know,
pocket
like
there,
one
and
pocket, and you're like, this is terrible. And it's like I used to do it where, well, you can play four cards in a deck.
exactly. So you'll
It's
have
saying,
four Weedles,
I
four
yeah, if I pulled four, I'd keep
Metapods, or
four just in case I was going to play
Lunas.
them. That maybe with rotations they would get relevant, and you know they never did. But I thought it was neat because I'm like, well, I have all these extra cards. A lot of the GX cards and EX, like they're not worth that much. They're worth like $2, $3. I have multiple of them, doubles and whatever. I'll make a binder. And like
Yeah,
my whole thing was like, I'm gonna make him sweat.
make them
Like,
sweat. Yeah,
make him sweat. Tell me what you got,
trade me,
right?
kid.
Yeah. And to be honest, like going through his book, like it looked very, very similar to like mine as a kid.
As a
Because
kid.
it's like
Yeah,
I don't know what's good. Like I just like the cards that looked cool. Like I liked certain characters and some of them weren't worth much, but I thought they were cool, so I liked them.
yeah,
So like I was saying,
yeah, yeah.
um fucking Zoom. The thing that I liked is like okay, like I said, it reminded me of me as a kid. Um but to have somebody that would have been like, here, have these to like start your kind of collection or like, because I think it would be really hard for a kid to like get into it without really knowing anything. And like, if you're doing it with kids,
Especially
like
with
kids could
scalpers
fleece
and
you. Someone could fleece you for a holographic hypno at recess, and I'll trade you back. So you gotta want to know what you got. So I just thought, you know
well,
what,
that's
it's kind
true.
of cool to have him come over and just to see like how serious is he about it? Like, does he, is he going to take some advice or is he just kind of whatever,
Is he just
right?
collecting for the
Yeah, like,
collection,
and
like
that's
just
fine.
collecting
That's
bulk, or
fine. But,
yeah, there's because there's no real right way to collect it, right?
I felt really
So
bad when I saw some of the cards that he's like, check this one out. And I'm like, oh, it's
they,
fake. Oh shit. Like right away. Like, and it's to me,
yeah,
it's obvious. Um, you know,
but
that but I did
it's
say to him like, hey, like and not to burst his bubble. I remember texting you like, hey, these are some of these good ones are fake, and you're like,
yeah,
oh shit, really? And I'm like, yeah. But because here's the thing. The way I feel like the way I talked to him about it, like was the right thing to do to be like, hey, like to show him like I have an actual Umbreon GX, like check out your do you
here's
see
the
the difference? And he's
difference.
like, oh yeah, it is different. What's going on? I'm like, well, this one's technically fake. And he's like, oh really? Like he didn't I thought he'd be like really dejected, but he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, but do you like it? He's like, yeah, it's a cool card. I
Yep,
go, okay, great. That's fine. Put it in
and
your
keep it
binder.
in your
But
collection.
you need to know what it is
Yes,
because it's two ways. You don't want to be the guy that, hey, I'm going to trade this fake card to somebody and screw
you got
them.
a real one. Yeah,
But also to like, now you kind of have to know what you're getting, right?
yeah,
But it's a learning process because I'll tell you what, I know for a fact when I was flipping through his binder, there was no Mewtwo EX full art in there, so he either got that from somebody after that, but that one is also fake. So I wonder if it's one of his buddies that has a bunch of fake cards trading,
yeah.
and
And who
like
knows
it's
if
like
they know
okay,
as well, right?
they
It's
probably don't know either, but like right away, I remember they were like, oh, and that vendor didn't know that we went to the
yeah, that
show on
vendor
the
did. It
weekend.
was
That
the
guy
guy
didn't know.
beside you.
He would have
Yeah,
noticed eventually, like, wait a minute. But right away, I'm like, wait, that doesn't look right. And then I went,
yeah.
I don't remember giving you that
There's no
card.
shine. Yeah, there's no shine on it.
And there was no gradient. And like, that's something where you kind of have to know what you're doing. And I think it would be intimidating. Like, how old is Jasmine? 9?
He's 10.
He's 10. It's
Yeah,
intimidating for a kid that's that young to go to a show like that. Because I'll tell you, like the first one I went to, I felt a little intimidated to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. You
that
know?
Toronto show. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going into or
Yeah.
whatever.
But
And
now,
that's me in my mid 30s there.
yeah, like
Like,
now I feel more comfortable knowing because I know what I have. I know what I'm looking for. I know the values. I know the worth. I know how a vendor would think and how they would do things.
yeah,
Because now it's easier to make deals having a trade binder of like, here's all the extra stuff that I don't need. I know how much they're worth and use it as a currency to be like, hey, there's this card that's like I said, there's a card that's like $250. I'm not just
yeah.
handing over $250 cash, but it's like,
I'm just trying
well,
to make a deal with you.
they're
And
like, well, there's these cards we really like. They're worth the ones we like are worth 300. Like that deal that I made for that like secret rare gold Zygarde, whatever it was like the chase card for this perfect
yeah,
order
this,
set I'm
yeah,
doing. It was like it was 250, but the cards that they wanted out of my trade binder was something like 350 something because they were like, we want that one and that one, that one, that one, that one. It's like, okay. So
yeah. So
I walked
I'll
away
trade you for
with
that card with
that card and $80. So it's like, but it was worth the cards that if I would have sold the cards that I had, it would have
then over.
been that much cash. So it's like cool, I got the card I wanted and sold some of the cards I don't want and got cash on top. Because I swear to God, I came
That's
out
a
of that
triple win.
show. with more cash than I went in with
Then
and got all
that's
the cards
true.
I wanted and got rid of cards I don't want. So and this is the way that you would do it. What I would do next time is wait a couple months to like go and do that big trade because like I think the value
Yeah.
of those cards will go down, you know. And I think if you wanted to get really in depth, and you could do this with hockey, you could do it with football or golf. You could
Yeah.
look at there are sites that price chart everything, and you could see like the trends to be like, okay, those
Yep.
gold cards, what happens after a month after a release
After
date?
it's
It
released,
probably
it
goes down
gets,
by half. Be patient,
but it'll
you know?
just like everything else, it will ebbs and flows and
Mhm.
up and
So I
downs
love
and
I love that Jasper's into it. And I love that I raked
yeah.
him over the coals for like half an hour and then was
Oh, that
like,
was
"Hey, what do you
hilarious.
think? Do you want the binder?" And the funny thing is he goes, "Well, we're gonna have to take all these cards." So he literally thought like I'm giving him just the binder. No, you get
Yeah.
the cards too, you clown.
Take the car. No,
But I
no,
remember
it's
him being
no,
like, "Really?" Like, "Yeah, you can take 3,000 bulk cards too."
yeah.
Well,
He was really pumped with it, man.
I have more of those. So I don't know. I said Rosie and West, dude. Like it's all like commons and
Yeah.
uncommons and stuff. Like then I have Japanese stuff too, which looks cool, but I'm just trying to get rid of that stuff. Like it's really
Like,
not
do you have
worth a
any
whole
French
lot.
Pokemon cards?
Now that one was funny because I was like, right when you said you're like, what was it called? Do you have it
I don't
there?
know, like Fleur de Lis or something like that. I don't know.
I was like, right when you
It's
said it,
a,
I was like, that's not English.
that's not
I
English.
was like, read the card, and it was like, Je parle la cornichon de les Aldebaran. I'm like, you got a French card? Like they sold it to you and
Hey,
didn't tell you, like you know it's a French card, right? I mean,
no,
cool
but he liked it.
card.
It looked cool, and
Looks cool, fine. Put it
so
in there.
hey,
It's a kind
there
of
you
a
go.
fun little like I have. Oh, you know what? Keep talking. I'm gonna find something for you. You're gonna laugh.
Look, well, yeah, like I know with Pokemon and for myself, it's I'm not the Pokemon craze anymore, but it's uh it's something nice to get back into and to help with like Jasper and going with you to see your collection, even though you can't hear me, you little son of a bitch. But cards are cards, right, you little fucker? I mean,
You got it. So I have to try and find. I think it's in here. I hope it's in here because you'll laugh. I do have it. Okay. Uh oh shoot. I got this on accident. Same thing. Let me take the background off so you can see
so yeah, it'll actually show up.
my microphone here. Okay. Oh, I didn't take it off because I'm a dum dum. No, don't blur it. Just take it away.
Woo!
None. Okay.
There
All
we go.
right. Check this out. Can you read that?
First edition Kadabra.
Uh-huh.
Kadabra 60. Erlong. Super Cycle Slide. That's a German card.
It's a German card. So I have a German first edition Kadabra.
Why? Just because, eh?
Entvereint und Kadabra Ifrinschlägen und diesen Angriff in Zustand führen, ich und allen Schalkensmarken von Kadabra. I don't know. I
That is
have it.
amazing.
And I'm like, fuck it. Like I have, and that's the thing with some of these, ways of like collecting is, just
There's
do
no
cool
right
things.
way. Just you
Yeah.
and
Like I literally have like it's just sand slash cards. Like I don't know. Like I
yeah,
like them. I think it's you know, a cool one. I've got like every single one that I can find. I think I only need like two or three to like complete a full set of cards that
well,
through history, like literally every card.
that's cool.
So, and then like
No,
we've
it's like
talked
even
to
like with soccer and the basketball I've done, like the golf I got the complete set, but this basketball when I did, I just went, ripped the packs and just put them on whatever. Put them in order of numbers. I don't have the full set, but if I want to, I will. If not, I won't. Just keep that and mainly just looking for
there's no
the good
wrong
stuff,
way to
fun
collect. And
stuff.
like there's no wrong way to collect anything like that because there's like I said, there's so many different ways of like you got a couple slabs. yesterday. Like you got a Kobe and there's a soccer one.
Yeah,
And
I can
I told you, like I
find
said, I don't have one slab. Like I don't, to me, I don't care. Like I'm not.
Jamal
So here we go.
Musiala. There he is, Jamal Musiala.
A 10, PSA 10.
10 there from PSA, and then this one's
Yeah.
from World Class Grading, Kobe. There we go. Kobe
Yeah, that one's
10.
sick. That's cool. Like I've never been into that. I think it's cool because you're like, hey, I'm gonna get a shelf, I'm gonna display them. I'm like, that's cool. Like that's pretty
Yeah,
much what I have, basically here.
exactly. Your case is there. Yeah.
Like that's kind of how I've been doing it. Um, Hi again. So,
Hi again.
but it's the same idea where you're like, hey, I've got this cool card. I really like it. It's encased, like I can do whatever I want with it. I
Yeah.
think that's neat. I never cared for that. And even like
I never
grading
cared for it
cards,
growing up,
I don't
but
know what the hell's good or not. Like some of these vendors that we went to that show on the weekend, they were taking like they were literally taking cards like this and going
going.
like looking at it like this. They're like looking at it and they're
Which I
like
understand
flipping
because
around and
it's
they're like,
some of the times
well,
they
there's a
might
little
try to
bit of
grade it
whitening
and
on it, and you're like, well, what the fuck? I don't know what that means. What are we doing here? But
well, it's a
I don't
cum
know.
stain. What, who
I
cares?
don't know what I'm doing in terms of like, I'm not going to grade that stuff. The stuff that I traded years ago. Like, this just goes to show you how prices change. That huge deal that you came with me to do, right?
Yeah,
That's the first major deal I ever made for bulk cards. And
full
I
cartridges.
think I
Yeah,
did pretty good with that considering I've never
I
done
think
it
so.
before and did a bulk deal and sold a whole binder. Um,
Yeah,
I also like a year ago traded cards or sold cards to one of Randy's buddies who has a YouTube channel. His name's Braden, and he's a good dude. So shout out Braden. Braden Pulls
hey,
on YouTube, and he's getting into vending as well. So he was like kind of interested. I had mentioned to Randy that like, oh, I'm trying to sell more cards. Like, oh, Braden might be interested. So I sent him like the whole list. He's like, I'm interested in all of these. And I'm like, well, here's the
well, so you did
price.
the
And it
whole deal
was
there.
like 8K. So I forget what
Hey,
he bought it off of me for a percent, whatever, you know.
yeah,
Um, and that's that, right? So he's vending those away, and I guarantee you he's making money off of them because they're very good. They were good
probably.
cards. I'm not doing it. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, I could go vend if I wanted to. If I ever had all those cards in a case, it's
you
just
could have had a table,
I could have had a table, but it's like I
but then
don't do
you're
th
waiting for the buyer. You're
you're
waiting for
waiting
the
for a
buyer
yeah,
for
you're waiting for the
you
buyers to
know,
come.
how long are you sitting on them?
Well, that's the thing is like you have to be okay like having that inventory. Like you're just gonna have it for a long time, until someone comes and
Yeah,
wants that niche card. Like I made that again, part of that gold card trade that I did. There was like this promo Mimikyu card that did have like $30 to $40 in value. But I'm like, who's gonna buy this thing? She was interested in it because she's like, oh, I'm
someone was
collecting these
interested.
fairy type cards. And I'm like, okay, throw it in.
Perfect.
Like, I don't care for it. Like, I don't like it at all, but it has worth. So, but that's knowing what you have. And that's what the
Yeah,
one thing that I tried to kind of like hammer in a Jasper, but like, dude, you can do this and have fun with it. But you have to understand what you have, what they're
yeah,
worth. And, again, I loved his enthusiasm. I thought it was really
yeah,
cool that right away he's like, "This is sick." Like he's like, "I've been looking forward to this." I'm like, "Me too, man. It's fun."
yeah.
But like, just I want this card and I want that card, and I'm like, I know,
Okay, it's no what it's seeing the
yeah,
bucket of candy there. Let's take it back one
yes,
piece at a time, and
because it's like, what are you looking for? You know?
yeah,
And so right when he said, "I'm looking like what's your favorite?" It's like Arceus. I'm like, pick something else. And he's like, Umbreon. I'm like, oh God, those are both so expensive.
too
Like all
too
the
high end
cards are
cards, eh?
so they're very popular characters, right? So those
Okay,
cards are bananas. You can find some that are, you know, cheaper. Um, but yeah, he's like, I want to see if I can trade up to that card. I'm like, buddy, you do have like in that binder, he might have say
some
it's
value there.
$300 worth of cards and say they're all $4 cards. I know there's some that are a little higher.
Yeah,
People they have to want that, right? I told him like, yeah, you
exactly.
have them, but he has to want to buy them, right?
That was at the one table where you
So
made your deal there for your big gold card. We were there a couple minutes before you, and he was looking. I forget what card he was looking at with them. Hey, do you mind taking a look at the binder? Sure,
it's all you can
nothing
do.
interested guys, but he's like, oh, okay. And
That's
I
all
think
you
he
can do.
understood that the longer we were there, the more tables you
Yeah.
go to.
Yeah. Like
It's
if there was
something
a
that you
card, it was
learn.
like, okay, but at the same time, so he says, well, I like Umbreon. And on the way home, I said, I got my Arceus card. I go, oh, great. What did you trade
Mhm.
for it? Because I'm like, I know you didn't have cash on you, so what'd you trade? It had to be
Yeah,
something around $70, right? And
yeah,
he's like, oh, like the Umbreon, I forget what it was, an Umbreon and Darkrai tag team or something. I'm like, didn't
yes,
you
yeah.
say you liked Umbreon? Like, you know, you should
What do you
keep
like
that one.
more?
So, but that was something I think he understood after too, where I'm like, hey, you should get a second binder.
And that's what I
Here's
got.
your
That's what came
keep
in today,
binder.
actually.
Yeah, here's the
Yeah,
binder of all the stuff I want to keep. And here's
and
the
here's the
stuff that I'm
binder
going
that
to get
has
rid of.
value,
That's the stuff that I have
that has
value
some
that I
value
can trade.
that,
I'm
yeah,
I'm okay trading it. So that the binder that I have, anything that I have in there, that
yeah. You said
you
from
know
this page over,
all of
gone.
this is fair game. Like I'm not going to look at any of that and go, I don't know. It's like I looked through and went, these ones I can get. Like either I don't care about them or I have a version
You
of
have
that card
a
still
couple,
that I
yeah.
wanted to keep in my personal collection. I'll get rid of the doubles and triples, right? So, um, yeah, I thought it was cool to like kind of see it through like a kid's eyes to be like, you know,
It was. And
it's
know what though? I'll give him this. He went in that show knowing he wanted two type of cards. I went in absolutely.
you didn't know.
Here is,
Like
here
here's
we
what I want.
go.
But
I had one idea what I wanted, but
yeah, like that's
you
the
come
thing
out with a
is
little bit more.
that was the first time that I actually went into a show like that, and I haven't gone to tons, but like um that I went into a show and went, I don't just have cash on me. Like there was a couple cards,
You
and that's the
got,
thing. There's an $8 card I need. Here's $8. Like I'm not gonna make a
yeah,
trade. Now with Jasper and like, yeah, make a trade. Like and
yeah.
that was
What he did
something
for his one card there,
he
or the
he
guys,
got
yeah,
both ends of it. With the one at the far end when he traded for that Umbreon GX, and he's like, the guy's like, just find a couple
just
cards that
find
are
an
worth
eight
eight
dollar
bucks.
card and
Yeah, and we did. And I'm like, well, you could trade
yeah,
this one. He was hooking them up. Like
yeah.
they
That
made no
was
money on
just being
that.
a
It
nice
was a
guy.
straight
Just
trade.
being,
Be a nice trade. Yeah, it's a kid. Help him out. He wants that card. Whatever, right?
yeah,
If it's a more expensive card, I understand being like, yeah, I got to make some money off of this. Like
yeah.
but $4 card or whatever it is, do it. But right at the end, that one younger kid vendor there where remember it was like a $5 card. I forget what he
Okay,
wanted to
yeah,
buy. He
yeah,
wanted to buy some $5 card. Do you want to look
yeah.
through? And he looked through, he's like, yeah, I don't really want any of this stuff. And I'm like, I looked at the guy, he didn't seem, but I'm like, hook
Like,
him
come
up,
on,
like
just
make a fucking trade with them. Like it's a $5 card.
take an eight
Take a
dollar card for a
$5
five
card
dollar.
and be done with it. Like, take two. That's what
Yeah,
I would do if I was vending it to be like, kid comes up, you're like, hey kiddo, what do you want? You see all these guys
especially
on
because
TikToks and stuff, and I understand that you're giving away value and stuff, but I just feel like it is fun to like, dude, I was a kid once too. You were a kid once too.
exactly
Hook
it's
them
sort of
up.
give back. He had the excitement in him too, right? Like he's
Yeah,
like, oh look, this is the card I want. This is the
yeah,
card I want.
and it didn't crush him
And
for sure. Like,
no,
it was just like okay, but that's honestly that's the attitude you kind of have to go in with. Like, okay, it might not go. And I even told him like halfway through, I'm like, if you had cards you wanted to come in, you're looking for. And you've been trying to make deals, you're trying to make deals and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Maybe
it
that
doesn't
this
work.
isn't the
There's
only
always the next one.
show. There'll be
No,
another show we can go to and
I
like
told you there's one this weekend coming up.
yeah, like you can
So
go and maybe you find the card you want and there's a dealer that's willing to take some of the cards that you have and you go from
yeah,
there. Like that's just how I looked at it, you know? So,
exactly. It's
yeah.
something where it's for him a big learning experience, big jump into it. But I'm the same way, like what you're saying. We were both kids once at times. Like hook a kid up every now and then.
Yeah, I think
Why
so.
not?
Yeah. And I think those shows are fun. Like, hockey, it's funny. The hockey stuff, or sports stuff, I'm not like super into. I've tried, but
Yeah,
I just
that's fair.
feel like I don't know that much about it to be like, oh, I need to go and chase this Young Guns card. And you're like, do I? I don't
That's what
know.
I like
Like,
where I'm not chasing anything in particular for
hmm
hockey or basketball or something.
yeah,
Like I'll look and see what the inserts are and
yeah,
okay, maybe I will get it. Like in the golf, my one Dazzler Tiger card, it's a
yeah. You're
$20
like, cool. I hit something fun, but it's like I,
I'm not making the
yeah.
chase. I just want to make a base set or close to a
Well,
base set.
but that's the thing is like I don't know if really depends on the price of like sets coming out. Where you're like, so basically, from what I did, like basically doing for this perfect order set. It's a smaller set, and that's the nice thing I liked
Yeah,
about it. And there wasn't really like a big chase card. Like there wasn't really a character in there that like people really cared, like a Charizard or some Pikachu.
yeah,
Like the people, there wasn't really anything in there that people cared about. So nobody wants to scalp the shit. It's still on the shelf. You can find it's readily
that's what's
available, which
nice.
apparently in the last little while hasn't been. Me and Shannon went about a year ago. We went to Brimstone. I think we had a date night or something. We were just hanging out. We were out that way, and we're like, "Oh, let's go to Brimstone. See, maybe we can open a
Just
couple
stop by.
packs."
Why not?
We go in, and there was the set that came out was called Surging Sparks, and it was like Pikachu was on it was he was the main one in that set, and
Okay,
they didn't have anything. They nothing. They had no Pokemon, like no packs, no product at all. And I remember looking at
Jesus.
I think she's one of the managers in there, Bobby. She's super cool. I was like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Listen." We like as retailer, like we only get certain amounts of this product because they don't print enough. And the
Yeah,
demand is so high that it's spoken for before it even hits our shelf. So we don't have anything. They're like, we're not even dealing with singles for this stuff anymore because we just don't like we don't have anything like there's really not a lot in their case anymore. It used to be the whole
yeah. It
thing.
used to be a
Now it's mostly Magic and it's mostly I want to say it's like a little bit of Dragon Ball, but it's mostly
okay.
Magic and there is a little bit of Pokemon, but like not much. So that's just how it was going then. It's so expensive. So this was a set. That's the only reason I opened it
Yeah,
because it's not
actually, you
popular.
were looking. You're like, okay, it's not nothing wasn't too crazy to buy, and
Yeah. And I
it's
mean, it just, doing the big booster box is more bang for your buck. But again, comparatively to, I guess you can compare prices of stuff like for everything, but way more expensive than it was, but way cheaper than the sets that have come even in the last year. So I was
prior.
like, okay, I'll do this. But yeah, I was like
I'll
going,
get back on the train.
yeah, to do the well, maybe for this one, for this set. The
Yeah,
next set comes out and it's some crazy, it's $15 a pack. Like, go to hell. I'm not doing that, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
like the interesting thing with this is like I opened up like I think it was around 50 packs, something like that to get like pretty much all the base set, pretty much 90% of the reverse hollows that come in, and a
yeah,
bunch of hits to where it was like, okay, there was like three or four cards that had like decent value, and I got two of them, or no, one of them at the show. Um,
yeah,
and the rest were all under $20. So it's like having the trade binder with me was like, well, those $20 cards are cannon fodder because I'm gonna get them with these other cards, right? So
yeah.
now where does that end? Because it's like if you want to keep doing that, you're gonna run out of cards to sell. You know what I mean? So it's like it's one of those things like a stock market, and I just don't care for it. I
No,
don't know about you.
no. I don't care about the stock market. I know certain cards, like for me in sports and whatnot, certain cards are going to be worth more. Like obviously, I don't. Did I need to buy a 10 graded PSA Musimo? No. Is it going to be worth more than a non-graded? Yes, but like I
Okay,
know
but
a Kobe is going to be worth more than a
here's the
graded
question
gift.
though. You're keeping those. You're not reselling them. You know what I mean? Like you have them,
The only way
cool.
I would
Like
resell it is like Musiala is supposed to be like He only has higher
Oh, so yeah,
higher
you're
card.
you're buying floor. You're going like he's going to be really, really good.
I'm
Sure.
hoping.
But then
But
the
for the
problem
most
with
part, it's
yeah, the
like
problem
Kobe's
with that is
personal
this.
collection. It's
Yeah, it's the same thing as like, well, who wants it? So you're hoping
yeah.
that it becomes this hit card. It's a, oh, I got him in a 10, and he goes, triple, quadruple in value, and you're like, yeah, I'll cash in.
Then I
Like, I
have
don't
to
care.
then I have to yeah, then I have to.
Yeah, but
But
like the
I know
Kobe
who
one, you're
doesn't want that
like,
card is your wife. So
no, no. Why not?
as Bayern
Um,
beat Real Madrid there the other day. So
oh, did they
that's what I
now?
sent. That's what I sent her when I
That
had you text me.
sucks. Oh, yeah, I did mention something. I think I
Yeah.
did mention
Yeah.
something. Yeah. I don't know. I think the whole card thing is fun, and it's just trying to find ways to like stay in it, but not like break the bank. And it's like
Yeah.
some of the stuff is pretty expensive, but again, finding a way to like for me to do it with the binder has been good. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it
I'm just
gives
having fun
something.
ripping packs again.
Yeah, but it's something to do like going to a show and trying to find specific cards. Like I actually want to show you. I'll show you Shannon's collection here real quick
All right.
because she's got an interesting one. As you know,
And
she's
hers
a
is
baker.
the bakery one, right?
She has
Yeah,
a
the food
whole, well, it's a bakery themed like binder, which is kind of
binder.
neat.
Yeah.
So like she's got, I don't know if you can see, it's very, ooh, the glare on here is poo poo,
Nope.
you know? But it's like, okay, there's some of these like cake guys, and then she's got like, this one's got like buns for ears, like a dog with buns for
Well,
ears. This
yeah.
one's looking into the window of like a,
Looking in the yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Does she have the cow?
this guy's like gulping a cake. This guy's there's apple
Nice.
pies everywhere. This is like
It's
literally guy is like he's got an apple pie on his back. You know, some of these are
it's
interesting. Like
it's perfect.
this guy's literally at like the checkout counter of like a grocery store. So she's she's finding these like this guy's in like a grocery cart. These ones are like icing. They're like icing Pokemon. Um, this is Pikachu dancing around like a kitchen.
Why
So
not?
she's finding like this one has like it's eating like cupcakes. So there's there's some cool shit like Pikachu's
Yeah,
birthday. It's got a
Pikachu's
birthday cake.
birthday.
She's got all these Rotom cards where it's like this is an oven, that's a fridge. There's a cook.
Chef. Yeah, cook.
The ice cream ones. Frying pan. Like all these like cool cards that
Everything
fit a
that
theme. This one
relates
is
to
it
it.
looks like a
Yeah.
cake pop, so it's in there. Um,
Why not?
there's a few that like so I got a few of these for at the show, but yeah, like this one literally is like it's so I'm like this is a cool way to collect cards like where like none of these are insane priced but like even still I actually printed this out because I wanted to know if she wanted any of these and I have a few of them but like there's more of those that would fit the theme like I had some of them in
Better.
there and say like one two three there's like four of them that I already got for her in there or she got for
Oh,
herself
yeah.
but I'm like okay those would all like make sense so but that's like I said, you can collect however you want. That's a cool way of
That's
collecting,
the
you
yeah,
know?
that's the thing about card collecting, right? There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's
You want to know one of the funniest ones I've seen is like so there was a guy on TikTok that's collecting um like some of the cards that they look like the picture in them it's not drawn, it's like one of those like knit kind of you know what I'm talking about?
like a
Like
stitched
they're
version.
stitched, it's like a little like minifigure like stitched together.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of those cards out there, and that guy was collecting all of those commons, uncommons, whatever they were. And some of them are so hard to find because who's vending that?
Yeah.
Nobody. You're flipping through like dollar bins. You're looking through like the 10-cent cards, like
Yep.
trying to just find that one card that fits your theme, you know? But it would be like you just like man I want to collect like a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers cards or like the Raptors or like just
Yeah.
the teams you like or the
Well,
player that
yeah,
you like.
that's what I want to do with the Raptors, like with these nicer cards there.
Yeah,
I'm going
like
for Raptors. So
Shannon's got a bunch of Ronaldo cards, a bunch of Modric cards, like she's just players she likes and it's like
yeah.
okay I mean I have you know these are just like McDonald's cards, but it's like Datsuk Zetterberg. Great. Like
Yeah.
I'll collect some Red Wings cards. Why not? So
Well,
I don't
exactly.
know. They're neat.
Exactly.
Like
Just
some of
collect by
these,
team, players, anything like that.
and then some of these are cheap too. Like that's a Zetterberg like jersey thing. It was like $10. Like
Yeah.
cool. I don't know. Like what am I gonna do with it? I don't know. But I have it.
You
So
never know.
yeah.
You never know. No, I'm excited to sort of be back in it, collecting random stuff, like random base sets, and then starting my collection of actual nicer cards. And I don't know where it's gonna take me. I just know that we're in this rabbit hole together.
I think it's fun and I think it's just nice to do something, where we can both go, you know. Um,
We're not
and
breaking
I
the bank,
know,
like you said.
well, yeah, and I know
So
the one thing that sucks about a lot of these shows is it's always like 10 to 3 and you're like, okay, like I need childcare because like Shannon's working on the
yeah,
weekends a lot, so it's like I always have to keep asking my mom, "Hey, you gonna watch it for like
yeah.
3 hours?" Which
You good for it, Mom?
he's usually good for, but like always feel bad. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just gonna keep, I guess, going to those shows and like just looking for those specific cards. It'll probably get tougher towards the end, but at that point too, where I'm looking at some of the sets that I have, where I'm like, I pretty much have almost every card. Like I could go through and be like, could I master that one too, and just you know
Yeah.
could do it like that. I mean, I've rebindered everything. I actually re-sleeved everything because
Put
everyone was
sleeves
giving me
on your
shit. Everyone
cards.
was giving me shit at these. Oh, you should be sleeving these. What the hell? And I'm like, yeah, but I got a lot of those
Just
clear sleeves in
have
there,
more
so
sleeves coming in today. So
yeah. Oh, dude, if you have, you know how many top loaders I have? I
I got
I
some
might have
coming in today too.
500 top loaders here. I don't know
Oh
why.
wow.
Yeah, there's a ton, like there's a ton on my desk right now. Like, see in the corner there?
Nice. Oh shit, those are all top
It's
loaders.
all
Damn
top
it.
loaded, and that's just that's just the tip of the iceberg. I don't know why I have all of these. Like I don't know when I got them. I have a whole box of them.
Huh.
Why? Why do I have a box of top loaders? Don't get it.
I don't
So
either.
I don't know what I was planning to do with those, but if you need some, I can hook you up.
You know a guy, eh?
I
You
know a
know a
guy.
guy.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I think it'll be fun to just
Well,
like kind of resurrect the old podcast in a little bit of a different way. We can
yeah,
talk
just
about
have
whatever.
a new life. Exactly. Today cards, tomorrow, who knows what it is. But
Yeah. Like it's just and even just like talking about like I've said before, like we can just do it and just talk about whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't
well, exactly.
have to be something so like I think
There doesn't
that's
have to be
what
a theme.
no, and the thing with hockey was fun because it was like, yeah, we both obviously like it and like-minded.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, like I'm not that much like super into it, knowing what every team is doing either. So
Yeah.
there's times where I'm like, man, we're a little bit too broad. Um,
Yeah, we
but
gotta
like, dude, we can still do a free agency. Like we can
oh
do
yeah, we're
one.
still
It'll
gonna
be fine. But like, we can do just some fun shit, like just chill. Because this is something where like we were doing a lot of gaming before, and we
we
haven't
were.
done
Yeah.
that in a while. But this is kind of what we were doing anyways. Like, we're hanging out, we're chatting, just
Chilling,
like
might as well
being
just
buddies,
yeah,
like literally having a pop.
yeah. You're having a
So,
pop. I don't know my drink. There's
oh
my
boy.
water.
Oh God.
Water's today.
H2O.
High
So,
quality H2O.
Zoom is telling me we need to upgrade. So, we got like 6 minutes left, but yeah, we're gonna have to
Well,
pace this together. But if I
yeah,
guess if
let's
we do, I guess if we do keep doing it, we'll do
get to
the
something,
old
then we'll
well
pick it up.
OBS. We did that on OBS before. This is our test run of getting back into it, right?
Yeah,
See how she goes. But it is easier to do it after the kids are in bed. I'll tell you, like this time I can do it. Just
yeah.
whenever you want, we
It's
can.
yeah.
So
Whenever, and it's we could always just do it on the fly too with these fat bad boys. So
yeah, healthy scratch, baby. We're back.
also we're back,
Back. We're
back
back.
and ready to.
Better than
I
ever.
say better, but who knows yet? So
Yeah. Who knows? You didn't pass out
yeah.
once.
No.
Get well soon. Oh, God.
I
Uh,
thought it said I don't know what that said. I just took it out. So
amazing. All right. Well, this was episode 47 of the Healthy Scratch, talking some
yeah,
cards. card shows and being nerds. And
I'm gonna
if
go
you don't
order
like
some
it,
more packs now.
you don't like it, get out. We don't want you here. Until
Cheer
next time, it's Bushy.
and Bobo
We'll see you for the
and
next one.
yeah, we outie.